Almost weedless, almost snag proof. This is a cool one. I'm going to start off with an Ahrex PR378. This is the Predator Swimbait hook and a 2/0. I'm tying this one on the UTC Ultra Thread. This is 280 denier. This is really growing on me. Big time. I'll tie a little bit of a thread bump here. This will help keep everything in line for the next step. Got some 025 lead. I'm just going to put a few wraps at the head. Now I'm going to cut a little bit of bucktail. This doesn't have to be super flary stuff, and you don't need a lot of it, because this is simply going to hold up the next step. Twist your thread to cord it up. 3 loose wraps, and then smash it to work it around the hook. Once you get it there, bring your thread back. Flare it out. For the next step, I've got Flash Blue and Fire Tiger color. So we're going to taper this. Now we're going to throw a little dubbing ball of Angelina fibers right in front of this. And back to another clump of bucktail. About the same size as last time. Spin your thread, get a good cord again. Three loose wraps, and work those hairs around the hook. Spin your thread some more. Wrap back toward that dubbing and flare it. And again, brush it out. Next, we're going to go with some Flash Blend. The color on the bottom, we're going to cut in half. We still want to make sure it's tapered though, so help it get a good taper. So since this is an inverted hook, we want the lighter color to be on the bottom. So we're going to turn this over, tie this in about 50-50, advancing our thread almost to the end of the lead. Next, we're going to go with some Flash Blend in Olive. Instead of cutting this right in the middle, we're going to take about 2/3 of this, give it a taper, tie it in on top. Back to the Angelina fibers. I love how Paul covers up thread wraps. He's such a clean tire. And this being one of those things where you're helping yourself get a taper by moving your thread forward whenever you're tying something 50-50, 60-40, 70-30, whatever you're doing, you're still helping with that taper by 1/4 of an inch here, 1/8 of an inch, whatever it is. This is a great way to help taper a fly. Ends up almost tapering itself. This does not have to be pretty. And we're going to reverse all this back over itself. Comb everything out real well. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and grab the dog brush and get some of those little fibers out too. Looks crazy, huh? Give it a good comb. You'd be amazed how much just combing will do for a fly like this. Now we're going to go with some naiad. To taper your naiad after you clear cut it, it obviously has its own taper. It gets smaller down here, larger down here, but all you have to do is take these fibers and flip them over, and then just kind of work through them, flipping fibers over, grabbing some, flipping the whole thing over, and then just kind of work through it. When you get it to where you want it, I will always brush it again. And you have tapered naiad right there. For the underneath side of this, I'm going to cut this in half. Taper this again. And tie this in on the underside. And now we're going to go with olive naiad. I'm going to taper this whole thing just like we did the last time. I'm going to go with some more Angelina fibers, and we're going to keep tapering this just to mix these Angelina fibers into the naiad. We're going to tie this in about 70-30. And as we reverse tie this, we want to go white first, with the underneath side first, because the top will come around the hook shank a little bit and envelop that white, which is perfect. So now we want this olive to go around the hook shank as much as possible, just to kind of envelop the white just a little bit. And whip finish. And brush it out really, really well. Next, we're going to add some Surface Seducer Dragon Eyes. These are 7mm in Tropic color. Now we're going to seal the eyes with some Loon UV Thick. Again, you've probably heard me say it several times. You want more UV resin on the underneath side than you do the top. And now we're going to coat the whole thing in UV thin. And you have the finished Flashtail swim bait. And it's really, really cool.